Welcome to cooking cheap, easy, and tasty meals. Now we're going to look at our third way of roasting a pumpkin. This time I'm going to cut it from the top again. So again, be very careful. The rind is tough. You're going to push down. You're going to have to be careful because the knife is really sharp. Turn it around, reinsert my knife, get it all the way through. Watch out for the tip of the knife and come all the way down. And there we go, cut. We've got seeds. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to scrape out as many of the seeds we can get. Okay, let's take one pumpkin, scrape out all the pumpkin's seeds we can get. Unfortunately, when it's from this direction, it's really hard to get them out. You really have to pull the whole mass out to get the seeds out. But that's all right, because we'll be able to get rid of it fairly easily. Okay, now we're gonna get this batch of seeds out. Now, if you don't like the feel of this, well, you're not going to enjoy doing this. It's a little squishy feeling, but it's really just a matter of pulling it all out. Now, I've got most of the seeds. I'm going to wash my hands real quick. Take the knife and carefully cut that side and cut along that side, and that should free up the rest of this fibrous mass that's inside. I'm going to take a spoon and scrape some more of it out. Once we have baked it, it'll be easy to get. Any part that doesn't come out will come out fairly easily after you've cooked it. Okay. That's probably good for that one. Now let's finish up this one. We'll do a little scraping in here too. That's about all I'm going to get out of there at this point. What we're going to do differently this time is we'll cut it into wedges. So I'm going to turn it like this. We'll cut it in quarters. Okay, then I'm going to take that and cut a wedge out of it. Now you'll have to be cautious because you're going to be cutting on an angle, but just take your time and don't move too quickly. Just cut it on an angle. Now, I got some wedges. Time, cut it easily, just get you a good start, then slowly push it, keep your fingers out of the way, because working with a sharp knife and a hard pumpkin. Now the good thing is each of these pumpkins has a line around them. If you notice, there's multiple lines. You could cut at those points and you'll get an easier cut. All right. There's a line right there. I'm going to cut on it. I'm trying to get these close to the same size, but some of them are going to be bigger than others. That's just the way it's going to be. Okay, not a perfect wedge, but a wedge. Now, one of the nice things is you can scrape them a little bit better at this point if you want. Some people cut them with the seeds in them and go after the seeds this way. So there's other ways of doing this. Now some people will use a peeler and peel the outside off. I don't usually do that. I'm not sure I'm satisfied with the results I get. I get mixed results. Maybe that's because I'm inconsistent. I can't decide. That's done. So the next thing we're going to do is put them on a tray, put them in the oven. So let me get a tray. Okay, I decided to switch my large tray for this. Okay, then we're just going to lay these on here, try and have them separate as much as we can. And we're going to put them into roast like this. Try and leave a little space between them if you can. I can see that's going to be difficult. Okay, then that's ready to go in the oven to be roasted. Again, 350 degrees for 45 minutes, but again, the rind has to be tender. You'll be able to tell because the meat will be soft and fork tender. See you in 45 minutes. Now for our baked slices, we're going to do a little bit different process. I'm going to try and take a knife and peel. Slide it down the edge of it until I get to the end. Take off any excess that I don't like. I'm not convinced one is better than the other. It's a little more tedious doing it this way than just scooping it, but roasting it this way is a little different. It has a different texture to it. It feels and looks a little different. I'm wondering if you get a little benefit from roasting it in smaller pieces. Both methods work fine, and we get a nice roasted pumpkin. These are small sugar pie pumpkins. They're a little drier than some of the other pumpkin varieties, and they're probably used mostly for pies, which I'm not making in this batch. So there we have it. Three pumpkins cut 3 different ways, cooked pretty much the same way, and peeled and ready to go to the next step. So we'll take my mixer, kind of get it started. Obviously it's going to take longer than it did in either the blender or the food processor. But it works either way. Now I'm just using regular mixer. You could use the whisk in the mixer, and that may make it a little smoother. But since I'm going to be mixing it again when I cook with it, I'm not too worried about it at this point. That gives us pumpkin puree using a mixer. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give us a like. Thank you.